Hi, hi,
Hi,
Linggo.
hi
Hi.
everyone.
Today, we will have a talk about my speaking portfolio development. And at the first, I want to introduce to you about my speaking in portfolio. And
Your speaking
at the
practice in
beginning of
portfolio.
our yeah, okay, thank you. At the beginning of the pre-session course, we were all very confused about what we needed to do, right? And in week one, I didn't have the evidence about speaking. But in week two, I found a way to practice my speaking about uh, about about that, and I found an article, and first I will read it only by myself and uh, record that
Sorry, excuse me.
level about it.
You are talking about your work in the former weeks, maybe in week one, in week or in week two. So you maybe you shouldn't use I will read blah 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 and I
Okay.
blah blah. You should
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
say that I read blah blah blah. I did that, not I will do something. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Very useful
Pay attention to
advice.
the
Yeah.
tense.
Okay. And yeah, I at first I would read it and just I first saw this article, and then I will followed to read behind the standard native English speakers recording rate. Uh, just use a name is shadow reading. Did you know that shadow
Uh,
reading? Uh,
I
is
so sorry.
you read an art.
I don't know familiar
Mhm.
with the so-called shadow reading. I don't know this
Ah,
conception,
uh,
but I can
it
get that
means
you find a
yeah,
material
yeah, yeah.
about something and you practice to read it. Yes.
Okay, and after after I practice in the behind the native English speakers voice, and then I read it. I read it again and recorded it. Then I will compare about that two different recorder record that
Uh,
find
Sorry. Excuse me.
development
You
between
said that
them.
you
Mhm.
will compare the A with B, but the tense is complex. You can't mix will and compare the. I will compare or
Mhm.
I compared. You shouldn't say I
Okay.
will compare.
Yeah.
It's a grammar mistake.
Yeah. 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 Thank you. You're very great at that, and I will make that mistakes maybe in the later. Yeah, but I will pay more attention to this aspect. Yeah,
Yes.
and this was my beginning speaking evidence in the pre-session course. Then I found I needed to change uh, or made a little progress about that. So uh, I made a change at in the week three, and I noticed how the native English speaker emphasizes key content words and pauses. So I gave a give a bold at uh, key content words and add a dash as a symbol of pause. So I made that progress about my speaking evidence.
Sure.
Mm, in and then in week 8, I another made another change about my speaking evidence. I after I finished that work, I will add a new task. I added a new task about vocabulary. I remembered or wrote the unfamiliar vocabulary and learned to use it in the future.
Maybe vocabularies.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
vocabulary. And and I also added evaluation about the article. It's oral tag. It was an oral text. Mm, through the speaking work, Chris gave me a lot of suggestions and in the last week he gave me an advice about I need to communicate with people, not just practiced by myself. So
Okay.
this week I yeah, you are my company about
Okay.
practicing.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
personally think that well, you've done a very good work and you want to be better, so you may want to
Mm-hmm.
ask for advice from someone and hoping that he will give you some useful advice in this area. And personally, I will give you two advices from my own perspective. The first
Okay.
one is that don't pay too much attention on your pronunciation because you can see that not only Chris but also Olga can understand us even if we have you know we are speaking Chinglish or we
Mm-hmm.
pronounce the weird. That's not the key problem, but I think that the key problem is that both you and me, we are making small mistakes in our speaking process. Maybe about the stance, about the word we use, about something like that. I think that that's what the key part we should pay attention to because uh, these mistakes may cause understanding may cause the listeners understand our words incorrectly. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe uh, uh, maybe we should pay attention to it. And on the other hand, you can see that speaking fluently and confidently is essential as well. You need to express yourself out confidently. Do not and try to decrease
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I speak as well, but well, I'm trying to cut it down.
Yeah, we all need to cut it down.
Yes, in order to do that, you need to pay attention to it when you are speaking. Besides, I personally advise you to record videos. We record videos. The videos can help your tutor to. The video can give you a feeling of well, you are communicating with somebody face to face. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that the advice of Chris that you need to communicate with of others, well, I completely agree with him. You need to find a sense that I'm expressing myself and hoping for the feedback from others, and I will give feedback from the others as well. That's my first advice. And the second advice is that, well, you can, if you want to do some innovations in the next week, you want to make some change, and I totally know that. Uh, I can understand you. So I personally advise you to maybe you can get some inspiration from the precisional course, especially the writing part. You can see that in the
Mhm.
first part we wrote a summary. In the second part we wrote a critical response. In which need us to not only summarize something but also give critically feedback. In the third
Mhm.
part you need to do three works. First, summary. The second work is that you need to evaluate it critically. The third part is that you can make comparison with two different materials. That's what I suggest you to do in the next week. I personally suggest
Mhm.
you to find two materials and finish an oral CCR of these two materials and record a video of it and try to find the feeling that you are looking at the camera is someone else, and you are talking the story to him
Mhm.
or her, and you are looking for the feedback from the camera. Yes, it's weird, but
Yeah.
I think it's helpful for you.
Mhm.
And you need to pay attention to the small mistakes you may make, like grammar, stance, vocabulary, or something like that. That's my advice.
Mhm.
That's
Okay,
all.
thank you. Very good advices. And yeah, I learned a lot from your advices. You give me some advices, just like if I want to improve my speaking, I need I can learn from our writing
Yes.
writing development in the past. And maybe next week, if I want to practice my speaking, I can find two different articles
Two
and
different articles.
two different articles and give an oral CCR. Yeah,
A final
great.
suggestion for you is that you need
Mhm.
to control the length of your oral CCR. Maybe you shouldn't record a video which is as long as a movie. No one
Mhm.
will if someone if someone have to watch this video, someone talking and it continue for maybe 40 minutes 50 minutes, he or she will be very tired. So try to
Yeah.
control the length of your CCR, and uh, your video should be as short as possible. That's my final
Okay.
advice.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You are really a good tutor in
Uh,
this field.
thank you about your feedback, and I'm very happy that my idea and my advice is helpful for you. It's really happy for me to hear that. Thank you.
It's definitely helpful for me, right?
Sure, you in the portfolio of this week, you can tell Chris or maybe Olga that, hey, I talked to Linggo in the video in the WeChat face to face. We uh
Hmm.
communicated and exchanged our idea about how to finish the oral speaking practice in this week. And here, the video here is my evidence. I think Chris will be very happy to watch
Yeah.
this video. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
And I think that's all. And Thank you, really. Thank you.
Okay.
You are
You
and
can
guy.
you need to send the MP4 file to me, and I will upload it to YouTube so that Chris or maybe Olga can watch the video conveniently.
Okay, I
Goodbye.
will send to you in the later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Have a, have a good evening.
Sure. Have a good evening to you as well. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you.